Hello, this is Tracy from Minneapolis. This is the sky today in Minneapolis. I'm just completing my errands and I thought I'd take you with me on my walk back home today. The sky is interesting today. All sorts of different shapes and clouds and colors, and give you a little panoramic shot. Then we're coming around to the sun. So that's what Minneapolis looks like today. I assure you the snow is melting. It's wet everywhere, but it's gonna wash all this sand and salt away. But blue skies are here. Spring is coming. So this is the way I go home. I usually cut through this parking lot, but there's something I wanted to show you. And what I'm talking about is something Naughty Beaver said in a video not too long ago. He said, "You guys don't understand what these downloads are like if you're not having them." And it struck me that he's right. My whole life I've been thinking people think like me, and I know that's not true. But I'd like to give you a little example of what I see when I walk through my world. We see all kinds of different shapes. They're telling you the same thing. Put that in a circle. It's in a square. You think somebody squared the circle? So that's a logos. A logo. Literally a word. And by putting your attention on it, your thoughts subliminally go to places that you don't even know you've been taught. So there we go. Here's something I noticed in the past few years going up in this neighborhood. This used to be a little place where in the summertime, if you're getting a pizza from Little Caesars right here, you could come out here and sit after a long hard day's work because you're picking it up on the way home. Well, the wrong people were sitting here. So they put up this little fencing, and nobody looks at it the way I do. They did this downtown to the birds, to the pigeons. Remember? Because they didn't want them down there. Now people are pigeons. They don't want them sitting here. Society, wake up. Look at what's happening to us. We're treating each other like animals. So that's the download I get when I look at that. I'm like, oh, just like downtown, same pattern. Only on the micro, it's like barbed wire, so the birds cannot sit on ledges. They have to continue flying out of the downtown area. So I see it clearly, and I'm hoping to bring some clarity to this world. Those that can hear. So we're coming up to Lake Street here. And this sticker somebody put here. And I'm just gonna bring your attention to it because my attention was drawn to it. This is called synchronicity. When something's there and your eye is drawn to it, pay attention. See the middle of that figure with the, let's see, it looks like dead fish. We've got the electron symbolism in there from a photon. That's what those squiggly lines are coming off. And I'll show you when I get back home what a photon looks like. That little figure down below where the top third is cut off, flip that around. That's your bottom third of your cork, your down cork that has a negative 1/3 left hand down spin. That's the problem, the photon. So there's my download from that. I'll look at the sky again because the sun is coming out and it's brightening things up. It's putting that little glow back in my little neighborhood. All right, we got the light, so we're gonna cross the street here. And I showed you this the other day. This is the Hennepin County building. The first people or authority that will fine you for not clearing off your sidewalk. And again, the storm missed us. They've had days and days and days to clean up from the last storm we had. Yet, it's still like that. Getting better though. Not through any tax dollars spent, but just through the effort of the sun and the people walking on it. Anyway, this is the direction I go. West on Lake Street. It's kind of a little off axis. I think it's a little west, northwest. And if you continue down this street, it's Lake Street until you cross the Mississippi River. As soon as you cross, you don't change streets. The street name changes. It's Marshall Avenue in St. Paul. So I'm pretty close to the Minneapolis-St. Paul border here. Just to give you an idea of where this neighborhood is. And I brought you by the YMCA, or YWCA. Interesting, the Y and the W, how that can interchange. Getting another download. Things I already know. And the logo for the YWCA, it looks suspiciously like the orbits of an electron, or the orbits of an atom with electrons, and there's 5 of them. And you'll see that in the mathematics in the micro, and that's what they're telling you. That's the secret. This little fountain was added, I don't know how many years ago now. There's a dedication plaque here somewhere. But this is what I see when I look at it. Oh, isn't that interesting? Mickey Mouse. M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S. Where's the E? Where's the E? E is energy. We all agreed on that for some reason. Okay. So these little things right here, those are water molecules. 2 hydrogen atoms bonded to an oxygen atom. That's the only way the oxygen atom works to produce hydrogen, water. The fountain tells you the story. See at the top? Looks a little different than that, but it's still Mickey Mouse-ish. If you look at it like this, it's definitely Mickey Mouse. And he's got some interesting little spider legs coming off, forming... Oh, if you looked at that top down, wouldn't that be your 4-cornered path in a circle? I think so. What's he sitting on? Time. He's sitting on time, and he's got these claws into the top of it so he controls time. At the micro level, I can show you how that works. Those claws, they have an interesting structure to them. They look like a spine, and there's a reason for that. If you look at physics, you'll find the spine of Osiris in the shape of the quarks. Here we go down to the fountain itself, and we have 3 sources, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. 3 sources of where the water comes from. As above, what happens below? A flood. And it floods on multiple planes, on multiple levels. That's the electron flood when the photon came into our existence. The photon does not belong. Let there be light, not a good thing. All right, so we have our 3 fountains coming down here. What do we have in the water? Let's get a little closer. Birds. B-I-R-D-O-S. B, infrared, D-O-S. It's computer code. It's the infrared operating system. And that's why we see between the infrared and the ultraviolet. That's my download right now. Here we have little swirly shapes everywhere. Those are called eddies and currents. We have those same things in electricity, in the movement of water, in the movement of the subatomic particles. And I propose to you that we're caught in one of these. We're caught in one of these. This is exactly what a Fibonacci spiral looks like. You can see it right there. There's the Fibonacci spiraling. Now, it's up to your perspective. Are you spiraling out to something, or are you going down the drain? There's your perspective. And it all starts with your perspective on how you view your world. So there's a little fountain. And I just want to let you know, there's a duck in here too. And the duck doesn't know what's going on below him. That's a metaphor for everything looks calm on the surface because you don't know what's below. So let's just take a little look at what's below here. There we have the foundation of the world. And there we have the man behind the curtain. It's utilities, guys. And down here, we have some of the little archon shapes. That's the bow shock. Shout out to you, Blue Kool-Aid. Steve from WSO. There's your fractaling and your electric universe. It's all right there in the shapes. And I did see Rex and Diamond today having great fun out in the desert looking at those petroglyphs. That's exactly what you're showing. It's not a Perrot instability. Haha. My download is Captain Morgan with his foot up with a parrot on his shoulder. It's a parrot instability. We are making the wrong noises into the matrix. And so we're getting exactly what we asked for. I'm going to let it go at this, guys, because I got bags to carry. But that's a little lesson on how I walk through my world and I get information. And so if you're paying attention, you'll get some information too. Have a great day. Bye.